If you thought the Karlissa Chrisean Blueface triangle couldn't possibly get messy, buckle up, because what just came out makes the Kardashians look like they're running a peaceful meditation retreat. Karlissa didn't just speak, she exposed, detonated, and publicly aired out a dark what she says Chrisean whispered toward Blueface, and the internet reacted like someone unplugged the simulation. Fans froze mid-scroll, blogs started foaming at the mouth, and the entire timeline lit up like Karlissa dropped the Book of Revelations on Instagram Live. This wasn't shade. This wasn't petty. This wasn't even typical family drama. This was the type of allegation that turned social media into a digital crime scene. With users screaming, Chrisean said what? In 4K panic. Karlissa claimed Chrisean wished something bad, something dark. Something so foul toward Blueface that even people who can't stand him were clutching their pearls like, okay, no, that's wild. And the second the clip hit the algorithm, fans didn't just react, they completely malfunctioned. Because if Karlissa's telling the truth, this blows the entire Chrisean Blueface storyline into a whole new universe of chaos. And trust me, this rabbit hole, it only gets deeper, darker, and way more unhinged from here. From the very moment Karlissa opened her mouth, the internet knew she wasn't about to deliver anything soft, peaceful, or spiritually uplifting. This is Karlissa we're talking about, the woman who treats Instagram Live like it's her own personal Supreme Court. And every sentence she speaks comes with enough emotional voltage to power half of Los Angeles. So when she sat down, cleared her throat, and said Chrisean wished something dark on Blueface, the entire hip-hop universe didn't breathe, blink, or think. They just froze. The silence wasn't peaceful. It was terrified. It was the kind of silence you get when someone stands up in church and says, I have a confession, while dramatic organ music starts playing in the background. Karlissa didn't whisper it. She didn't hint at it. She didn't leave it in a subliminal caption like most celebrities do. She said it boldly, loudly, passionately, like she'd been waiting for this moment since the dinosaurs went extinct. She spoke with the conviction of a woman who was tired of being polite, tired of holding back, tired of pretending she could coexist with Chrisean's chaos without spontaneously combusting. And her tone wasn't calm. It wasn't measured. It was filled with a type of motherly fury that made people sit up straight like they were about to get yelled at by their own parents. The accusation itself was vague enough to be mysterious, but loaded enough to be dangerous. She said Chrisean wished bad on Blueface. Not just regular bad, not like I hope he stubs his toe, but dark bad. The kind of bad you only hear about in old family feuds or soap operas where people throw wine at each other across crowded dining rooms. Karlissa made it sound like Chrisean didn't just hope Blueface had a bad day. She wished destruction on him like she was casting a spell during a thunderstorm. And whether fans believed Karlissa or not, the wording alone was strong enough to send the internet into meltdown mode. Within minutes, social media turned into a battlefield. Chrisean supporters, who defend her with the intensity of a million lionesses, came charging onto the timeline screaming, Karlissa is lying. They said she was exaggerating, deflecting, twisting things out of context. They accused her of weaponizing her platform, using rumors as ammunition, and constantly inserting herself into mess like she's auditioning for the role of Chaos Fairy Godmother. But Karlissa's fans fired back just as aggressively, saying, no, y'all don't listen. This woman knows things. They claimed Karlissa had seen private conversations, heard backstage whispers, and watched Chrisean spiral more times than anyone else. They positioned Karlissa as an eyewitness to chaos with VIP access. And through it all, Blueface couldn't escape the flames even if he tried. People started tagging him in comment sections like he's the internet's customer service representative. Some demanded he confirm the story. Others asked him to deny it. And a surprising number of fans told him to run, pray, or get spiritual protection immediately. The reaction was so outrageous that one fan commented, "This is above me now. God handle it." And honestly, that felt like the most accurate response. More clips dropped showing Karlissa doubling down, her voice rising, her forehead creasing, her emotions rising like someone told her Chrisean stole her tax refund. She said Chrisean had hatred in her heart. She said Chrisean spoke evil. She said the energy was off. She claimed she saw darkness in Chrisean's intentions. Every new sentence was a verbal explosion that sent shockwaves across Instagram like a digital earthquake. Bloggers couldn't type fast enough. Fans couldn't screen record fast enough. Shade Room staff probably clocked overtime. People started pulling up old footage, trying to connect the dots. Clips of Chrisean yelling. Clips of Chrisean crying. Clips of her saying she didn't care if Blueface got hurt. Clips where she looked angry. Clips where she looked unhinged. The internet started stitching together a conspiracy theory like a group of detectives solving a case with red yarn and a corkboard. This wasn't evidence. This was chaos being mistaken for evidence. But the internet doesn't care about the difference. Meanwhile, Chrisean was silent. And Chrisean being silent is like seeing a lion sit quietly in a living room. It's suspicious, unsettling, and guaranteed to end in disaster. Fans started speculating, was she hurt? Was she mad? Was she planning a response? Was she ignoring Karlissa? Or was she preparing to go live and scream for 47 minutes straight? The suspense was insane. People refreshed her Instagram page every 20 seconds like they were expecting a presidential announcement. Karlissa, sensing the momentum, didn't stop. She kept going like she was paid by the scandal. She said she feels energy, that she sees intentions, that she knows one. Someone's spirit ain't right. Fans joked she was auditioning to be a psychic on Bet. Others said she was acting like the spiritual spokesperson of Blueface Incorporated. But regardless of how wild her claims sounded, she delivered them with such conviction that viewers had no choice but to feel at least 2% terrified. As the clip went viral, people began debating whether this was genuine concern or Karlissa's latest installment in her ongoing war with Chrisean. Some said this was personal. Others said Karlissa was retaliating after past arguments, past fights, past lives. Still others said she was protecting her son, even if her son probably didn't want to be protected right now. The debate grew louder, more chaotic, more divided. Social media turned into a courtroom where everyone was a lawyer, judge, jury, and loud spectators screaming from the balcony. And then came the twist. A few fans claimed they heard Chrisean say something similar in an old clip. They started sharing it everywhere, zooming in, adding dramatic arrows, adding captions like receipts. But it was grainy, muffled, chaotic, basically the audio equivalent of a blurry Bigfoot sighting. Whether it was real or misinterpreted didn't matter. The rumor had found gas, and the internet lit the match. By this point, the tension was so thick you could slice it with one of Blueface's chain pendants. Fans waited for either woman to break the silence. Some predicted fireworks, some predicted tears, some predicted physical violence, and some said, "I already popped popcorn, can y'all hurry up?" Because one thing was certain, this scandal wasn't even close to hitting its final form. The twists coming next. They were about to push this drama straight into legendary territory. The scandal didn't just heat up, it erupted like someone microwaved a can of soda for fun. Fans weren't just reacting anymore. They were investigating with the intensity of TikTok detectives who think they're cracking the Zodiac case. Karlissa's claim about Chrisean wishing something dark on Blueface spread so fast that even people who haven't followed the drama in months suddenly came running back like, hold on, what did I miss? It became the trending topic of the night, the morning, the next day, and probably the next decade. At the rate people were losing their minds, celebrities jumped in too, the ones who always pretend they're neutral until there's a juicy scandal to sip on. One rapper posted a cryptic story saying, "Watch the energy you allow around you," and people immediately assumed he was talking about Chrisean. A comedian posted a meme showing Blueface with a bunch of sage and healing crystals, and the caption said, "After hearing what Karlissa said, even verified influencers who weren't involved in anything started sliding into the discourse like, I always felt something off." Suddenly everyone had a spiritual opinion, a moral compass, and a therapist degree. But the memes, oh, they were ruthless. Fans turned Karlissa's live clip into every reaction gif imaginable. One meme showed her pointing like an angry auntie with the caption, "When Chrisean starts manifesting negativity again," another had Chrisean with red demon eye edits and lightning effects like she was the final villain in a Marvel movie. Someone even edited Blueface sitting in a church pew with the caption, "Lord, I am respectfully asking for a refund on this entire storyline. The internet is a cruel playground, but wow, it's entertaining." Then came the fan theories. Not one, not two, but an avalanche of theories, each one wilder than the last. Some fans believed Karlissa was being dramatic for attention. Karlissa was being dramatic for attention. Others said she was exposing something real. A whole subsection of TikTok claimed they've been feeling bad energy from Chrisean for months, and Karlissa just confirmed what the universe already hinted. Yes, the universe, astrology. YouTubers jumped in too, saying, well, according to Blueface's birth chart, negativity aimed at him during this moon cycle could be dangerous. At this point, even the planets were dragged into the beef. Meanwhile, Chrisean still hadn't spoken, and that silence was loud enough to become a storyline of its own. Fans started posting countdown timers saying, "Chrisean live in 3, 2, 1. Because everyone knows she can't stay quiet whenever her name trends. People watched her page more closely than financial analysts watch the stock market. Any change in her bio, any deleted story, any emoji she posted, fans treated it like breaking news. One person commented, "Why her last story disappear?" And instantly 10,000 people panicked like she'd vanished from Earth. Blueface tried to stay unbothered, posting memes and random videos of him flexing in the mirror, acting like nothing was happening in the outside world. But the comment section refused to let him have peace. Every post was flooded with, "Bro, are you okay? Do you need a prayer circle? Did she really say that? Blink twice if you need help." He couldn't post a sandwich without someone saying, "Be careful, she wishing bad on your meal too." It was a circus. And Blueface was the unwilling clown stuck in the spotlight. Then, just when things were starting to stabilize, Karlissa dropped another bomb. She went live again and doubled, tripled, quadrupled down. She said this wasn't the first time Chrisean showed dark energy. She hinted at past encounters where things got weird. She implied Chrisean said things behind closed doors that made her skin crawl. She added spiritual references, saying she feels things, knows things, sees through hearts, like she suddenly unlocked secret mystical anti-powers. Fans watching at home didn't know whether to take notes, laugh, or run sage around the house. And then Karlissa said the line that broke the internet, "She don't want what's best for my son, she wants the worst." That one sentence, that one moment, blew this scandal into a full-on Category 5 hurricane. People interpreted it however they pleased. Some thought she meant emotional harm. Others thought she meant spiritual harm. A few overly dramatic fans acted like Chrisean cursed Blueface using dark wizard magic in a backyard ceremony. But the wildest theories came from TikTok girls who love witchcraft aesthetics. This is why you gotta protect your aura. Chrisean giving hex energy. Comments were eating this up like it was a 3-course drama dinner. And finally, as expected, Chrisean responded. Not with a calm explanation, not with a thoughtful message, but with a chaotic burst of raw emotion that only Chrisean can deliver. She got on live, ranting, pacing, yelling, throwing in random sound effects, making wild hand gestures, and defending herself with the energy of someone trying to win an argument at 3 a.m. outside a nightclub. She denied wishing anything dark. She called Karlissa delusional. She said Karlissa was obsessed. She accused her of lying for likes. She said Karlissa needed help, therapy, rest, Jesus, and a new hobby, all in one intense breath. The comments went absolutely feral. Some cheered. Some panicked. Some said she sounded guilty. Some said she sounded mad because the truth hit a nerve. Others said she sounded like she always sounds, chaotic, emotional, unpredictable, but real. But the real twist came when Blueface reacted to his mother and Chrisean within hours. One post seemed to shade Chrisean, another post seemed to shade Karlissa, and a third post seemed to shade himself. Fans were confused, dizzy, disoriented, like watching someone argue with 3 mirrors at once. People started joking he needed a family referee, a crisis counselor, and a personal PR team immediately. The blogs went into meltdown mode. Karlissa accuses Chrisean of dark intentions. Chrisean fires back. Blueface caught in the middle of spiritual war. Fans fear for Blueface's energy. Headlines were more dramatic than movie trailers. Comment sections turned into emotional warfare. And TikTok stitches were so dramatic they deserved Oscars. But even with all that drama, this story was nowhere near done. Because the aftermath, the reputational damage, the shifting alliances, the emotional fallout was about to turn into a whole new disaster. The aftermath of Karlissa's claim didn't just linger, it mutated into something bigger, louder, and more ridiculous than anyone expected. Overnight, this went from Karlissa said something messy again to is the entire Blueface universe spiritually collapsing? Fans weren't just reacting. They were spiral analyzing, turning every facial expression, every Instagram post, every deleted story into a CSI case file. The drama didn't walk into the room, it parachuted in with fireworks strapped to its back. Blueface, stuck between his mother and Chrisean, suddenly became the internet's favorite accidental main character. People watched him like he was in the emotional Hunger Games. If he looked happy, fans said he was pretending. If he looked stressed, they said the negativity got to him. If he posted anything unrelated, literally anything, the comments exploded with, "Blink twice if you need protection from vibes. Row your energy not safe. And drink holy water just in case." The poor man couldn't upload gym selfie without someone saying, "Chrisean wished bad on those weights, bro." Meanwhile, Chrisean's rant continued echoing across the internet like an out-of-tune trumpet nobody asked to hear, but everybody stopped to listen to anyway. Her supporters praised her for defending herself. Her critics said she proved Karlissa's point with how angry she sounded, and the neutral viewers, they just wanted popcorn and peace, but new peace was illegal in this storyline. Every group interpreted her emotions differently, turning one chaotic livestream into 98 different theories about her intentions. And then came the unexpected twist. Karlissa went quiet. Not silent out of peace quiet. Not taking the high road quiet. No, she went quiet like someone reloading content. Fans started whispering, "She's planning something." And the whispers traveled through the algorithm like a digital rumor tornado. Some predicted she'd drop screenshots. Others predicted another live rant. A dramatic few predicted a full 3-part docuseries titled Exposing the Energy, My Truth. And honestly, with Karlissa's track record, nobody doubted she was capable of something that theatrical. Blogs added fuel to the fire, of course. They always do. They posted split-screen photos of Karlissa on one side looking angry and Chrisean on the other side looking wild, with headlines like, "Aura Warfare, Who's Wrong?" Blueface in the middle again. Fans fear dark energy in the Blueface household. Some outlets wrote entire think pieces about negative manifestation, acting like they suddenly became experts in spiritual warfare because they watched one Karlissa livestream. Others made it sound like Chrisean was casting spells under the moonlight, even though the only magic she practices is yelling until everyone gets tired. And then, almost too quietly, Blueface inserted himself into the chaos with a series of posts that made absolutely nothing clearer. He wrote one line that sounded like he was siding with Chrisean, then another that sounded like he agreed with Karlissa, and then another that sounded like he didn't agree with anyone, not even himself. Fans interpreted each post differently. Some said he was defending Chrisean. Some said he was defending Karlissa. Others said he was defending whatever thought popped into his head every 5 minutes. The family has been messy before, but this was an entire emotional hurricane. Old clips resurfaced. Fans pulled out interviews from 2022, TikToks from 2023, and random Instagram lives from 6 months ago to prove whatever point they wanted. They slowed down Chrisean's facial expressions, zoomed in on Karlissa's hand gestures, and dissected Blueface's tone like they were performing musical analysis. You would think the internet had an entire anthropology department dedicated to this family. Chrisean supporters tried refocusing the conversation. It wasn't dark, she just wished he gets what he deserves, others said. Stop acting like Karlissa doesn't exaggerate everything. Meanwhile, Karlissa's supporters fired back. She sees vibes. She feels energy. She knows the truth. It became a digital battle of spiritual beliefs, vibes, and motherly fury, and nobody on earth is qualified to referee that. But the real consequences? That's where things get messy. Chrisean's reputation took one of its sharpest turns yet, not because of facts, but because of perception. People who once viewed her as the chaotic sweetheart started questioning her motives. Fans who used to cheer her on began saying, okay, but why would Karlissa invent this specific rumor? Meanwhile, others defended her more aggressively. Painting Karlissa as a mother-in-law villain who lives for dramatic monologues, Karlissa, on the other hand, faced backlash for weaponizing negativity, over-spiritualizing beef, and using Blueface's name for clout. People accused her of stirring drama for attention. Others said she was projecting old grudges. Some said she was jealous. Some said she was just protective. Some said she was unhinged. And the maddest part, every interpretation had an entire army behind it. Blueface ended up in the worst position of all, the center. Fans demanded he pick a side. Fans demanded he force peace. Fans demanded he go live. Peace. Fans demanded he go live. Fans demanded he post screenshots. Fans demanded he disappear. The poor man couldn't win even if he hired a crisis management team, 12 astrologers, and a spiritual healer to redesign his whole aura, anti-HEN, as if the universe wanted to make things extra chaotic. A rumor started circulating that Chrisean and Karlissa almost ran into each other at an event. This rumor had no proof, no evidence, and no source beyond a random comment. Yet somehow it trended for 5 hours straight. Fans speculated about imaginary dialogues, imaginary confrontations, imaginary outcomes. TikTokers reenacted scenes that never happened. People love chaos so much they will literally invent scenes. As the days passed, the scandal didn't die, it morphed. It became less about what Karlissa said and more about what people believed happened. The truth drowned under layers of theories, edits, fan tweets, spiritual guesses, and celebrities adding their 2 cents. Karlissa went back online eventually, calmer, but still fiery, insisting she stands by everything she said. Chrisean went back online too, louder, but focused, insisting she had no dark intentions. Blueface, still confused, still chaotic, still posting without context, and the internet, still screaming, still debating, still waiting for the next episode. Because the thing about this family is simple. Peace is not the storyline, drama is the brand. And scandals, they don't end, they reload. The real truth. This saga is far from over. It's simply gathering energy for the next explosion. And if you survive this entire spiritual smackdown, chaotic family meltdown, rumor hurricane, and emotional roller coaster between Karlissa, Chrisean, and Blueface, then congratulations, you are officially tuned into the real truth. The only channel brave enough to dive headfirst into the madness while the rest of the internet hides behind filters and disclaimers. So before the next explosion hits, because trust me, with this trio, the next chapter is already simmering hotter than a pressure cooker on maximum heat. Make sure you smash that like button like it owes you rent. Drop your wildest theories in the comments, yes, even the delusional ones, and subscribe like your Wi-Fi depends on it. Then slam that notification bell harder than Karlissa slams accusations on Instagram Live. We break down every messy moment, every rumor, every emotional meltdown, and every viral scream session with zero hesitation and maximum entertainment. Because here on The Real Truth, we don't wait for the drama, we chase it. Catch it, flip it, and serve it on a golden platter with extra seasoning. Don't be the last one to find out when Karlissa drops her next spiritual bomb, or when Chrisean snaps back with a chaotic sermon. or when Blueface accidentally starts another storyline just by breathing too loud. Stay tapped in, stay messy, stay entertained. Because the real truth doesn't just report the tea. We spill it. Spill it.